Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back here at my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. Thank you so much. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Gastonia, North Carolina, and if you don't currently have a demonstrator that you're working with and you need any products, I'll be more than glad to help you. You can visit my website. It's in the description below this video. If you just click the little click more. Also, do not forget, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, and that way you can be notified every time I put up a new video. And I do try to post 2 to 3 times a week. I had showed this on when I announced my winner of my last month's giveaway, and I had several interests with this bokeh technique of making backgrounds, and I think it's gorgeous, and you can do this very easily. Now what you need, of course, is some ink of your choice. I chose 3 shades of purple. The Rich Razzleberry is kind of a deep shade, and then the Gorgeous Grape is a little lighter, and then of course we have Highland Heather that's even lighter than that. And I'm going to work from light to dark. And the reason I'm going to do that, that will allow me to use one of our blending brushes. Now, if you don't have the blending brushes, these things are on back order right now, and I'm waiting to get some more of them as soon as they come in. But I think they're going as fast as they come in. But these brushes are phenomenal. Now, back before Stampin' Up!, before I became a demonstrator, I had bought some of these on Amazon, and these were nice, but they don't have the fine, very fine texture that the Stampin' Up! Brushes do. If you look at that, you can see this almost looks like a sponge, but it's not. It's actual bristles of the brush, and it is, oh, they are smooth. I really want to try these. I want to get a set of them and use them as makeup brushes. That's how wonderful these brushes feel. They are so, I mean, they're like velvet. Now, this is nice, but it's not as nice as this. I am going to use this one for my white ink because that's what I've used on it in the past. This one has been dedicated to my purples, so we're going to use that one. What else you're going to need? This is you're going to need to make yourself a template. So easy. All I did was grab some circle punches, and I took and cut 4 pieces of cardstock. This was one sheet of cardstock, and I just made different size holes all in my cardstock, just using something as simple as a punch. Just a circle punch. So if you have circle punches, now if you don't have circle punches but you have some circle dies, you can go through and also do this with your dies. Just put it on your platform, run it through, and that's all there is to it. But like I said, I did this, and you can see, let me put it on a piece of black and that'll help you see. Just holes. Nothing but just little holes that I punch in the cardstock. Different sizes. Some big, some small, some bigger. So I have these 4 templates that I can literally use over and over and over. You can turn them over and use them on the other side. Once that ink is dry, you don't want to transfer that ink. Right now these are completely dry. So guess what? We're gonna do bokeh. I think everybody will enjoy it. Before we get started, this is my new host code for April. So if you spend $50 or more in my online store, now if you spend over over $150, don't use the host code. You will get your Stampin' Rewards for yourself. $50 or more before shipping and tax. And use that host code. Then you will be you will also be entered in a drawing for a free stamp set. I haven't pulled the stamp set yet, which one I'm going to give away, but I will do that, and I'll have that in the next video. Any purchase will put you in the drawing, any size purchase, but you have to use the host code. For the free gift, $50 or more, and you'll get a thank you card from me as well as a token of my appreciation. Okay, all that out of the way. let's start working on our Bokeh backgrounds. I'm going to bring in an extra piece of scrap paper because this can get messy, and I cut down one piece of cardstock. So I've got 4 background pieces that we can use. So I'm going to start out, make sure that's just one. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Okay, so like I told you, I'm going to start with my lightest colored ink. You're also going to need a white ink pad. Now, Stampin' Up's white comes a blank pad. It's called Craft Stamp Pad Whisper White. It comes with a bottle of white ink, and when you get it, this pad is completely dry. I will tell you, you will need to ink this several times, and what I suggest to do is just cover it, take the back of an old spoon or a plastic spoon and rub it into that pad really well. Go back this way and then rub that in, and then go back again. Do that about 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Let your pad sit, close it up, let it sit, go back and repeat that. And you're probably going to have to repeat that probably about 4 times. And then you will have that. This ink is very thick, so you still have plenty of ink to do that with, but I just wanted to let you know that's what you have to do in order to use that. But if you've got a white ink, you can use that too. So it still works. All right, Highland Heather, and we're going to dab into our ink. Load it up. Now, anytime that you're inking, you don't want to go directly down. Even with these blender brushes, you don't want to put a spot right down because it's going to leave a heavy ink spot. So I like to come over and just start swirling and then swirl it into my paper. Just swirl that ink in. And what I'm doing is I want to work my color up to the middle of my cardstock. All we're doing right now is coloring our cardstock, getting that background. So I just keep working it because you have more ink on that brush than you think you do. So just like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tap it into that ink, and I'm going to turn this a little bit. And now I'm going to come in from this angle. Again, I'm going to just start right over here. And you want to put a little pressure, but you don't have to put a whole lot. The brush is going to do the work for you, and this is going to be so pretty when we're done. Just keep swirling. It doesn't have to be dark. You just want to get some of that light color down. We're going to turn it, tap it again, come back over here, and just swirl. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way around your 4 corners of your piece of cardstock, your mat, because we are going to make this a mat. And I'll tell you what I did. I cut this at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 so that we can trim those edges off so you're not getting that stark. See how on the edges you've got that stark color? We're going to be able to trim that off by making our cardstock just a little bit bigger than what we needed. So just keep swirling and swirling. So pretty. You can pick any colors you like. You can go to light colors or dark colors. And I just thought I wanted to see what it would look like if I did it all in purples and then put the white bokeh print over it, which is the circles. Again, I'm going to swirl over here and then come up on the cardstock. Just don't want any of those harsh lines of ink, you know, where you just come down like that. You don't want that on your card. And I think that looks pretty good. Nice coverage, and that's already looking pretty. So now I'm going to close this up, and we're going to grab the Gorgeous Grape. And now this one's going to be darker, So let's just tap in. See, that's a much darker shade. So we're going to start our little swirls. And I'm going to come up right where there wasn't any color. Moving that up to the middle. Just like that. Do it again. We're going to come in on this side. And like I said a while ago, don't worry about your coverage because you can always add more. You know, just get some ink down on it, and then we'll go back and we'll look at it, and then we'll decide if we feel like we need some more. We'll just, you know, we'll do it. And there's really no right or wrong way to do this. You just want to get in there and put down some color and just make your background beautiful with light and dark shades. So just swirl and swirl. And we're going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing here. Swirl that color so you don't get those harsh lines. Right, I love that. I think it's looking beautiful already. And if you're a fan of, you know, purples, this is so going to be for you. All right, I'm just going to rub a little bit of that color off right here. And that's the way I clean my brushes. I just use my my grid paper and I swirl them until there's no color on them. And since I'm dedicating this one for all of my purples, and I'm going to label these eventually once I get some more. Right now I just have 3 of them. So I have one for blue and one for purple and one that's kind of like my beigey type tones. I've used light pink with that one. So, alright, now we're going in with raspberry. Now this is going to be a dark color. See how dark that is? So, what I want to do is I'm going to come in where it's the darkest. So swirl. And see how pretty that's going to make that look. I'm swirling it to the middle. We're going to do the same thing over here. And like I said, there's really no right or wrong way to do this. You just put down color. And, you know, choose yourself 2 or 3 colors that you like. And then just get your blending tools out. And if you don't have the brushes, you can do this with the old-fashioned blender tools, or you can use a sponge. I love the sponges, so I chose those, or the blending brushes. I'm going to swirl over here before I take it to the paper. Now I'm just going over the entire thing just to blend everything sort of together. Oops, now that's not what you want to do. Okay. Now we're going to close this ink pad and we're ready to move to our white. So before I do, I want to clean this brush. Y'all hear my dog. She's right here under my desk and she is snoring up a storm. That's my little Bella girl. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to bring this back over, and I think what I'm going to do I'm going to turn my paper so I don't have that excess ink. And I'm going to bring this one over. I'm going to start out with my bigger circles. And what I like to do, I like to use these little Post-it. Y'all see me use these for my dies. They also work to hold your stencils, even your homemade stencils, in place. So I'm just going to put one there and one here, basically to hold that for me. And then I'm going to bring my white ink over. Now this one you're gonna need to rub it a little bit to get the white on your brush. But you'll be surprised how easy this is and how quick it shows. So I'm going to start down here. And again, I'm just going to tap. And now I'm just going to circle. And I'm concentrating just inside those circles. Now the white ink is a little bit sticky. You'll feel it on your fingers. It's okay. It does wash off. Like I said, this is a stickier ink. And you're going to see it's picking up a little bit of the pigment in my ink pad. That's okay. You know, you could just sit, turn your TV on or some good music, and you could sit and make several of these backgrounds in different colors, and then just stick them in your stash, and you would have them when you need a quick background for a quick card. That shifted on me. Oh, that's okay. It's not bad. That's pretty good. All right, we're gonna take these. And I'm going to grab a different one, and I think I want to do the small one. And this one I want to bring it through this middle right here. So I'm going to put that down, maybe one right there. And let's do white there and there. You want to be careful not to get the edges, because I've done that, and then you've got an edge there that's showing on your card, and we don't want that. So just be careful when you're putting this down exactly where you are putting your ink. Okay, come on down here. And we're starting to get that bokeh effect. Isn't that pretty? Looks like we need a little bit more up at the top. So I'm going to put it this way, and we're going to concentrate across this top. I'll keep y'all posted when these blending brushes come in. They are $12 for a pack of 3, but they are phenomenal brushes, so I think they're worth every dime. Let's lift that up and see what that looks like. Oh, that's pretty. We still need some smaller ones, maybe right about here. And this is what you have to do. You have to kind of decide where you want them and just put your holes where you really want that concentrated color, and hold your piece in place and just put down your color. Now that did get a little bit wonky right there, but you know what we can do? we can always come back with a little brush, and I got some of these little ones like this, and we are just going to kind of pull that ink back up into that circle. And we can, that looks pretty good, don't you think? So I'm going to put right there, and I want to get those two places right there. And maybe we need a little bit right there. And I love that. I think that's beautiful, just like it is. Turned out gorgeous. All right, well, let's go ahead and do another one, and let's do this one. Oops, maybe using a variety of colors. Let me grab a wipe. Wipe my fingers off. And let's lay our white pad and brush over there, and I'm going to set this over here so it can be drying. And let's grab another piece of cardstock, and let's do some yellows and greens. How about that? Let's do Daffodil Delight and Coastal Cabana and Calypso Coral. We're going to make this look very festive. Again, I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight. I am going to grab, let's see if I got some more brushes over here. I know I got a couple more of these. I think I want to use that one. Again, you can see how these brushes have kind of, they just don't have quite the same texture as the Stampin' Up! Ones. I'm going to rip that off and make sure I don't have any residue ink in it, and I don't. So I'm going to go in with this yellow. And again, I'm going to swirl right here and then just come up. Add a little sunshine. Oh, we have had a really cold snap. It has gotten down to freezing last night, and I think again tonight it's going to be extremely cold. I don't like it. That's why I live in the South, because I don't like the cold weather. So I'm just going to swirl that. I'll leave a little white down there. I'm going to do this one a little bit different. I'm going to leave room for some of the bright colors. Alrighty, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and put that one up, and let's grab my Coastal Cabana. You know what, I think I can probably get away with my blue in the Coastal Cabana. All I'm going to do is rub off, make sure I'm getting that excess blue out of my tap it. This is really a pretty greenish blue, so I think it's going to be really pretty here. So swirl. Okay, we'll come over to this corner, and now I'm going to do the same thing, swirl it. Always try to work towards your center when you're doing this technique. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more concentrated right there. You notice I left that corner white because I really want to come in with the, and I think I'm going to have to use this one for that. So let's get the yellow off of it. Close that one up. And now we'll come in with this Calypso Coral, and this is going to really make everything pop. Your dark color always makes the prettiest effect when you're doing the bokeh. So I'm going to come right here and just swirl. And there's something about this, when you put your circles on it in white, the colors just kind of blend together. I don't know if it's a trick to the eye, but you just don't really see the background colors anymore. Everything kind of melds together. So that's always a good thing. And I think I want to do a little bit right there, just a tad on this corner. And then maybe just a tiny bit right there. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if that looks like a sunset or a sunrise, but it sure is pretty. All right, now we're ready to grab our little stencils again. And this time I think I'm going to go with the bigger one. Let's try starting out with some of our bigger circles, and we'll clean our brushes in a minute. Let's grab our ink, our brush, get my little tabs to hold this down. They don't always work perfect, but I guess they're better than nothing. So I'm going to grab this, ink up my white, and I'm going straight in. All right, let's lift it and see what we got. pretty, pretty, pretty. It is starting to take shape. So let's go to our next, let's do this one. And you know what I'm going to do this time? I'm just going to put it down and I'm going to do all over, regardless of where my other circles are at. And we'll see what kind of effect we get. Alrighty, let's lift this one. And now it looks like we need to place some of the smaller ones, like here, here, and there. Maybe one there and there. So we'll grab the small dots, which is this one. And now this one we can kind of set them where we want them. But again, we have to be careful not to make those little square edges. I'll tell you what, let's move that up and do it this way. That's good. And let's do one right about there. Let's do one right here. And maybe right here. What do y'all think about that? Now I am going to come in because I got a little excess ink on that one. And I'm going to take just swirl it a little bit. Like I said, there's no really right or wrong way to do this. And isn't that gorgeous? I think y'all got the gist of this. You know, grab you some thick cardstock and grab your blending tools, whatever yours may be. If you want to pick up some of these brushes, like I said, I will definitely announce when they come back in. I'm waiting on them too. These are great. If you don't have those, you know, the older blending tools with the little sponge on that you put on with the little Velcro, those will work too. And give this a try. Grab out your colored inks and go to town with it and see what you come up with. Let's pull our two backgrounds. I want to make cards with these, and I'll probably come back and do that. I love this one. I really, really love using the 3 colors of ink and then putting the white over top of it. Something about that's very appealing. So let's pull the other 2 that I had already done. And let's put this one here and this one here. What do y'all think? I love those. I think they turned out gorgeous. Oops. Let's go this way. There we go. You'll have to let me know. Let's turn them this way. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And if you have any tips or tricks or other ways of doing this, leave them in the comments. I'm always up for any type of constructive criticism, suggestions, or learning a better way to do something. So I hope you enjoyed the technique. Next time we are together, well, maybe not next time, but very soon, we'll use these backgrounds and make some cards out of them. And I'll show you how I cut them down and how we can use them on the front of a card to make it super beautiful and ready to put in the mail to someone special. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. I love you guys so much. You mean the world to me. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Center your thoughts around Christ this weekend. The death and the resurrection. That's the reason that we can be joyful. That's the reason we have hope, is because Jesus paid that ultimate sacrifice, and we are blessed. So until next time, I love you so much, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.